Hello everyone, hope you're having a good day. I just thought I'd do a little video on supplements again, an update, because I've cut out a lot from initial days of trying different things here and there. I'm more consistent these days with what I take and what seems to help and what doesn't. So we'll go through them because they're incredibly quick. So first things first, medication wise, the only medication I still take is these amitriptyline 10 milligrams. Now the doctor said take 2 or 3 a day initially, and when I was early on taking them, they certainly made me slightly more dopey in the morning or harder to wake up when I was taking 3, not 2. But these days that doesn't seem to be a problem, and also I've actually upped it. On some occasions I take 4, and that was really after the recommendations of seeing the specialist for fibro and chronic fatigue and stuff. That one of the people on the phone before I went to see the specialist said, "Oh, have they not looked at trying you on stronger amitriptyline?" So I could take stronger tablets, or as I can do, as my doctor has said after speaking to him about the idea. He said, "Yeah, well, you can, just take more of what you've got." So it's not a problem upping it slightly. Obviously not to the extreme levels, but yeah, I've just gone from taking 3 on the harder days to taking 4. And that does seem to help a little bit. And as I say, I'm not getting the sort of kickback in the morning that I was so much with the sort of being taking longer for me to wake up, basically. And then as for supplements, I'm continuing with the magnesium. Now, looking up magnesium is a bit of a pain in the ass. This is the one that you should, or it seems to be, this is the type of magnesium you should be taking for fibro. However, the dosage is really kind of a pain in the ass, because if you Google how much should you take of magnesium for fibro, you'll get do not take more than 300 to 400, and then other ones will say take 600, and looking over the majority of those things and looking at the more information the better, really. It seems to be consistently, once you keep looking, that you should have no more than 500 a day, 500 at max of magnesium. After that, you can start causing things like vomiting, nausea, that's the same thing, diarrhea and all sorts. So it's not good. In the extreme cases, you can make yourself very unwell if you take too much. These are 200, so I just level it up by taking 2 a day. So I'm taking 400, and that indeed has worked best for me. And the difference between not taking them and taking them, and what seems to help me, is 2 things. It makes me get to the toilet easier, because I suffer with a lot of, unfortunately, bloating and difficulty getting to the toilet if I don't take magnesium tablets. And the second thing that they really do make a difference with are these sort of spasms in the legs I get when I'm out, and sometimes when I'm just in the car or not really doing much at all and getting the various spasms. This, for whatever reason, seems to reduce that. So when I'm out and about, my legs feel more normal. It doesn't do anything for my fatigue, and that's the most pain in the ass thing to deal with, obviously, wise for me and a lot of other people. Fibro, the fatigue, there's no real answer for that. But that magnesium definitely does make a difference. I do recommend that if you've not tried any. The other one is turmeric. Many people know turmeric is good for you regardless if you're ill or not. You can get that in various foods. I think spinach and a few other things have that. Might be wrong on that, but that's as I remember. But in terms of dosage, it's always going to be better to take tablets, because you're going to get more of those things. Obviously, it's better if you get it in food, but food doesn't give you the same amount of quantity of these things. So taking tablets really just double checks that you're getting what is recommended. I don't know dosage off the top of my head of what you're meant to take, but these do take 3 a day. Take 1 to 3 capsules daily, and I take the maximum. I take 3. With a meal, you're meant to take the food. Magnesium, in terms of taking it with food, I don't think that matters. But on the dosage on this, it says take 1. But as I said, that's dosage for normal people, not people with our weird fucking disease that doesn't show up any lab tests. I'm not bitter. I am a little bit. And yeah, it's actually interesting because when I went to see my doctor recently, and that's another thing to update in this video, which is a really good positive step. I've had a letter come through for seeing a physio, and that's the first time I've actually had an appointment going to something that's actually going to aid me in recovery. But the only reason I'm going to see the physio is because I was after hydrotherapy, and that's what I said to the doctor about that. And he said, oh, well, unfortunately, he can't do that directly these days because they're taking everyone away from doctors because the NHS is fucked. But they are, he said, well, the loophole going around it is he'll send me to a physio who will then see my limitations and stuff of and how my condition affects me, and then they can go, right, we'll book you hydrotherapy. So that's a winning thing, so that's come through, and that's not too far off as well. I think it's like 4th of December, so we're quite close. So that's going to be awesome. So really looking forward to that and the benefits that will bring. And also a nutritionist is the other thing. I haven't had that come through yet, but I had to do a blood test the other day, and that was purely a default thing. It was just a thing you had to do before you go to see them. So I'm not expecting anything to show up in the blood test for that. But it's just something that they have to tick box before I can see a nutritionist. But yeah, that will be also the second awesome thing that will be happening. I'm not sure when that is yet, but that will be fundamental because we all know people with fibro, for whatever reason, have changes in what they can and can't eat. Things like lactose tolerance and dairy in my case. On that note, I had some ice cream yesterday because I thought, fucking hell, I've not had ice cream in a very, very long time. And I saw it on offer, and I thought, you know what, I'm just going to see how this particular one goes down. I'm not going to go crazy and try loads of dairy things again. Just, you know, I used to be able to do it, can I still do it? The one I actually got was, I don't think of the name of them now, Oreo ice cream, because I used to like Oreos. And when I've ate the actual biscuits, that's not gone down well. Biscuits in general don't seem to work now. But I thought, chocolatey ice cream, how's that going to work out? So I had a bit last night after dinner and a few drinks last night, and being on PlayStation stuff, or Xbox even, with my friend. Yeah, I had ice cream, and it seems to have gone all right. I didn't have a massive amount of it by any means. I was going to plough myself for something I wasn't sure of. But I had some, and that seems to have been all right. So we'll call that a win. I'll see later on how that sort of goes down the line. I'm not happy enough to make that a sort of constant thing that I could think that I should think that I can have those sort of desserts again. But it was just nice to have some, and as it's been such a long time, and also seemed to have had no real negative effect as yet. So might have been able to get away with it, maybe because of the balance of the right things I'd been having and everything, and it luckily worked. I don't know, it's really hard to gauge that sort of stuff these days. But yeah, I had some and it seemed alright, so that's good. Is there anything to update you on apart from that? No, I think that's everything. Doctor's appointments. Oh, that was the other thing. When I told my doctor what supplements I was taking, he said magnesium. This is coming from a doctor, so a doctor who actually believes in our condition, so that's quite helpful for starters. Said yeah, magnesium is good. He said there's certain other painkillers and stuff that work well as well, but amitriptyline works for me, and there doesn't seem to be too many negatives from it. So I'll be sticking with that as my medical medicine side of thing, and then he also gave me, as I did a post about. Can I even read it on here? Some sort of painkiller, and then some tablets to make sure your stomach doesn't get upset when you're taking those painkillers. I only take those in the worst state, so I'm not just popping painkillers for the hell of it. I will only take those when it really is a higher pain threshold. They're not going to do anything, as I say, for the fatigue. So there's no point just taking painkillers when you're suffering with fatigue. It's just not going to do anything. You're just taking medicine for the sake of it, unfortunately. So yeah, I really don't want to take all the medicines if I can not, basically, if I can avoid it. That's what I was looking for. But yeah, that's my update. So good things happening. I got out of that flare that I was in the other day as a result probably of going out on the weekend, being sociable for the first time in 6 months and stuff, and you know, there are things happening with my dad falling over and then him going to hospital where he currently is, and he's broken his hip and he's had an operation. He's coming back from that well, so that's good. So yes, it's been a busy time, but positive things are happening. Things are moving in the right direction finally, and I'm just continuing the good fight like all the rest of you sufferers are. And I hope to have more positive news soon. But I thought I'd just do this post because there was quite a lot to cover. But yeah, in terms of supplements, I only take 2 of them now, and then just, you know, the normal medication I take. So that's good. And this nutrition is really going to help me nail, hopefully, what I can and can't take any more food-wise, and that will also help me leaps and bounds. So yeah, hope you're having a good day, and I'll speak to you again soon.